Am I the asshole for telling my brother and his husband they can't raise their baby in my home? I have always been clear about my decision to not have children. I love my life as it is, quiet, organized, and free of the responsibilities that come with parenting. I own a decent home, and I have been very particular about maintaining a calm, adult-friendly environment. My brother and his husband recently adopted a baby, which is great news for them, but it's where the issue starts. They live in a small apartment and asked if they could move in with me for about a year while they save up to buy a bigger place. They said it would be a huge help for them financially, and they assumed I'd be supportive because we're close. But I don't want a baby in my house. I have worked hard to build a child-free life that I'm happy with, and having a baby here would completely disrupt that. Some of you child-free people, I'm not going to lie to you, y'all make me laugh. You know, it's like a personality trait for you guys. But, you know, the same thing happens with like pro-baby people, you know? Their baby becomes like the entire personality and the world revolves around their baby. So I feel you. Why they asked and you said no? When they asked, I told them no, explaining that I don't want the noise, mess, or disruption of a baby in my home. I suggested they look into other options, like moving into a more affordable apartment or seeking help from his husband's family who live in the same city. My brother was shocked and said I was being selfish and that families should help each other out, especially in times of need. I mean, here's the thing. This isn't a time of need. This is a time of want. You know, if they were... I would think you were an asshole if they were potentially about to be homeless due to no like real circumstances of their own. Like maybe their job was doing layoffs or something and they were having a hard time. And they're like, can I stay there to kind of get back on our feet or whatever? Then I'd kind of be like, maybe you're a little bit of an asshole. You know, they are a family. I understand you don't, you know, kids are annoying to you, but you know, they're suffering. However, they're just trying to save up for a house, you know? And it's not necessarily a need. So no, now my parents are involved and they think I'm being unreasonable and cold-hearted. They say that this is a critical time for my brother and that I should be more supportive. My brother hasn't spoken to me since I turned them down and I'm being painted as the villain of the family. Your parents should just take them in, right? At that point, just have the parents take them in. I'm sticking to my decision because I know I wouldn't be happy with a baby in the house, but now I'm wondering if I'm being too rigid. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my brother and his husband raise their baby in my home? No. Like I said, if they were about to become homeless and they were on really hard times, then I think you would be an asshole for rejecting that. If your whole reason was like, listen, I know that you're about to be homeless and everything, and you really just need a little bit of time to kind of get back on your feet, but I really just don't want you in my house because of the kid, then I'd kind of think you were an asshole. I mean, I'll be blunt with you. I think you were an asshole in that particular situation. But no, they just want to, you know, I can't just like call up my mom right now, you know what I mean, and be like, hey mom, can me and my wife, you know, I know, listen, we have a house, so I guess we can't really say anything, but hey, listen, mom, we want a bigger house, so can I just come with my wife and we're gonna stay in your house? I'm gonna pay way less rent, you know, I'm gonna give you like $50 a month, and I'm using this to save up for a house. My mom would most likely say no. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, it's I don't know. She's also your sister too. So that's kind of already a different situation to begin with. But anyways, not the asshole, definitively. This is a lot of words. This is an awful lot of typing for like a pretty definitive, like this person's just not an asshole for this. So let's sort by controversial and find the people who are like, family is life. Your house, your rules. Kids suck. I'm downvoting you just because we get it. They don't like kids, but just shut up. Like, I'm telling you, the anti-kid people, I just don't listen. It's fine that you don't want kids. I'm not going to judge you for not having kids. I'm not your grandma that comes in for the family reunion who's like, why don't you have a husband? Why don't you have kids? I'm not that guy. But like sometimes it's like I didn't ask. I don't care that how like to hear about how much you hate kids. In the same way, I don't necessarily care to hear about how much you hate dogs. Anti-dog and anti-baby people drive me insane sometimes, because I'll be like, I could upload a video, and they find these videos, man. I could upload a video where I'm like, I love my dog. That will be the title, and it will be me with my dog. Like, I love him so much. He's just the best. There will be people that are anti-dog that will find it and be like, how could you love a disgusting mutt? He should be skinned alive. And it's like, trust me when I say this, they find it. You know, there are certain topics. Talk about how much you love either your wife, your kids, or your dog, and I guarantee you someone will come along and be like, you love your wife? For now. She's going to betray you, brother. No woman can be trusted. Those are like the three categories of things where if you make a video and you're a small channel, if you're a big channel, you can completely avoid it. But if you're a small channel and you make a video talking about how you like those things, Whew. What adoption agency gave a couple with no room to raise a child and no financial means to move to a decent home custody of a human child? I'm going to be real with you. I don't think that this is like I don't think it's a crazy situation here. I think they're living in a small apartment. You're assuming a lot here. No room to raise a child, no financial means to move to a decent home. I think they just wanted to save up a bit of money. I don't think it's such a small apartment that the kid is dying. Don't adoption agencies check out a prospective parent's living space to make sure they actually have space for a baby? This kind of smells like BS. I can't imagine this is real. Here's the thing. You guys are assuming that when they say they have a small apartment and they're looking for a bigger space, it must be because it is completely impossible for them to raise the kid. I don't think that's the case. I think they just want a bigger space, right? Like, there's plenty of people, like, you can have the space to raise a kid in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? Have the crib in there and work things out. You could do it in a 2-bedroom apartment, but maybe you're like, oh, but I want my office. So maybe some people want 3 bedrooms so they can have the bedroom, they can have an office, maybe they work from home, and then they can still have like the baby's room separate. I don't know. There's all kinds of reasons why they might want it. But like assuming that the kid is just dying over there, they kind of just sound like they want a bigger house. That doesn't always necessarily mean that, not the asshole, but I wish these child-free people would calm the fuck down and stop describing their lives like they're writing a pamphlet to try child-free amazing land. Ludicrous request on the part of the brother, but all of this seems fake and written with the intention of exalting adulthood to the exclusion of other stages of life. I love that every time I sort by controversial, it's a bunch of people that don't believe the post. I believe the post is real, and I agree with you that the child-free people can be, dear God, but so can the child-fool people. How does one work hard to build a child-free life? You're the asshole for that alone. I tried really hard to not get pregnant and have a kid. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to comment on it. So for them, it's a personality trait, but they're allowed to live that way, man. Who am I to judge? It's perfectly fine if they want to live that way. Could you help out in other ways? Can you send a meal twice a week or something? This is easy. A boy and a boy can't have a baby, so they aren't raising their kid, not the asshole. We get it, man. Very edgy. Very, very cool. Not, by the way, in case you didn't know, down in the comments, not the place for any anti-LGBT stuff. We're cool with them. That's just how it works here. You came to the right place to post your issue, OP. Reddit land is a magical place where kids don't owe their parents a goddamn thing, and family doesn't have to help out their members if they don't want to. You are within your rights to do this. However, just remember that the arc of life is such that at some point you will need help, and there will be no one to help you except your family. Okay, we get it. We're going to go off into the... You're the asshole. These stories are always a load of old BS. How can your parents say house them? You just say you house them then, mum, and it instantly stops any conflict. Well, I said that too, but, You're the asshole. I get that you worked hard to create a child-free space, but this is your brother and his new baby we're talking about. Can I be honest? A newborn to 1-year-old is easy. I don't want to get into that. You're not an ass, but you're not a very nice sister either. So it's your house and totally your decision. May I ask how big your house is, though? Is it just a baby that would be an inconvenience, or is it a baby and 2 men disrupting the comfort you've settled into? Not the asshole, however you miss the point. It's not as if they don't realize they are asking for an imposition that would be difficult and unpleasant for you, or make you unhappy in the short term. They are asking you to make a sacrifice on their behalf. I get that. Gay and confused. Okay, whatever. I get that. But if you ask and she says no, I think getting mad is irrational because it's her choice. I'm not going to get mad at her for saying no. You asked, so you understood it wasn't just an assumed thing. Did you not think that you could get a no out of it? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, no, not the asshole.